I quit my job because of this encounter. I worked for a small mining company here in the Philippines. The company didn't have much to work with, usually just picking off the scraps left behind by some bigger mining companies. We really just tried to make the most of out what was left. Plus, the company really was bordering on the illegal. Most of the time the miners had less safety gear, sometimes none. Equipment was outdated and quite frankly barely usable. Hell, even our lights just pop or explode out of nowhere. We even sometimes lack the proper papers to mine at some places that we do. The pay was not much as well, even below average. You can say that the job was shitty, but there are a lot of desperate people wanting to earn some quick money. Most of our workers were unemployed or undereducated. Needless to say, it was a shitty work environment, but we had to make do. It was bad, but out of desperation to earn money, I did not leave no matter how bad things went, not until this one incident. It was a typical Tuesday morning. We took this one mining job in Benguet, in the mountain provinces of the Philippines. We were informed that we really did not have the proper papers to be operating there, and that we should make quick work of the place. This was one of those, it's not like they'll check the rocks after, situations as my boss puts it. So, we started digging. As usual we had some bits of silver and copper taken, but nothing too special. Halfway through our day, one of the miners stumbled upon what looks like a rusted metal door of some kind. We were surprised to see such thing down there, and as humans are, we got curious. One of us suggested opening it, while the others wanted to stray away from it. We then tried to hit the locks of the door with our pickaxes, yet it didn't work. So one of us tried the jackhammer, and it forcefully broke the locks. It was pretty strange that the door was locked from the outside, but I didn't think much of it. Big mistake. We then opened the doors, revealing some concrete stairs that go deeper down. At this point, red flags should have been raised for my crew and I, but we decided that it was a good idea to go down the stairs. So down we went. As we ascended the old concrete stairs, the air around us started to feel cold and thick, almost damp. Which was pretty strange, given how hot and rough the air was outside the doors. Then the stairs came to a halt. Before us was another door, which was, yet again, locked from the outside. One of my crew members opted to open it, but we became hesitant, as we heard strange noises from the other side of the door. They sounded almost like hisses and growls, accompanied by rapid shuffling. At this point, I should have ran. I should have turned my back and left. But I didn't. Another crew member of mine insisted on opening the door, as he pushed us aside. He then turns the big old rusted wheel of the lock, as he slowly opened the door. We were prepared to see something, or even someone, if that was even a possibility. The door then slams open, and we quickly flashed our lights on the room. Empty. This baffled us. We were certain we heard shuffling on the floor, and even some hissing and breathing. But there was nothing there. We then entered the room, which looked like a small testing chamber for something. It looked old, way old. Then we heard it again. The shuffling, the breathing, the hisses. We froze, and started looking around the room. Nothing. Then I came to the most horrifying realization I have ever had. The shuffling. It wasn't coming from the ground. It came from above us. I then slowly panned my light towards the ceiling, and I see creatures that look humanoid, yet uncannily not. It looked like there was about 5 of them, each having torn clothes, even skin torn right from their bony, pale, and elongated limbs. I screamed in horror, as the others realized what I have seen as well. We immediately ran for it, as we hear one of the creatures drop from the ceiling and onto the floor, giving chase. I sped past my crew members, fight or flight kicking in. And as I ascended the stairs, I could hear one of my crew get yanked, his blood-curdling scream echoing through the damp enclosure. One by one, they were taken. I could even hear the breaking of their bones, as the creatures tore through their flesh. I wanted to go back and save them, but what could I do? Some of the ones taken were more capable and physically strong than I am. I'm probably the flimsiest of the crew. So I ran. I continued to run up the stairs until I could see the daylight peering through the opening of the iron doors. I yelled, telling the ones left outside to close the door as quickly as they can. I could hear the creatures shuffle as they gave chase to me. The inches away from the door felt like kilometers. Every damn breath I took felt heavier than the last. But I reached the finally. I heard the iron door slam as I turned around, greeted by the horrified faces of the people left on the surface. I looked around, everyone's faces painted a picture of disgust, dread, and utter disbelief. That's when I looked down and checked my own body. From all the chaos and horror that went through, I did not notice the amount of blood and viscera that got thrown at me. The blood, the guts of the men who I once worked with, now only remnants thrown about on me. Needless to say, this event significantly messed me up. I quit the job, and so did most of the crew left from that operation. I had to go through therapy, but honestly speaking, I do not know if it has helped me get over my traumatic experience. One thing is for certain though, if ever you come across a closed metal door while caving, it's best not to open them, as you may not know what type of horrors you may inadvertently release.